Mackenzie Johnston with Cattle News Central, bringing you your March 3rd cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by AgRisk Advisors. They provide risk management programs to livestock producers all across the West. Whether you are concerned about price or weather risk, AgRisk Advisors, they are here to help. With current day market fluctuations, you and I both know there is nothing more important than locking in a price floor on your cattle. So if you'd like to learn more about an LRP, reach out to an advisor today. Also sponsored by American Beef Producer Magazine. They offer in-depth articles on a wide variety of topics within the industry. They feature award-winning photography and so much more within their publication. Their March edition is out. If you would like to check that out, all you got to do is click on the American Beef Producer link above in the caption. That will take you over to their Facebook page. It is the top post on their page. Just give it a click and you can check out that March edition. American Beef Producer Magazine, guiding beef producers for over 25 years. And finally, Circle 5 Cow School. If you're wanting to learn how to preg check your own cows or start AIing, Circle 5 Cow School is the way to go. They are offering classes almost every week in between Texas and Tennessee. If you'd like to check out their schedule, head on over to their website, circle5cowschool.com. That is the number 5 in there. Or you can go ahead and just give them a follow on Facebook. According to Brownfield Ag News, during Biden's State of the Union address on Tuesday night, which I'm sure you all tuned into, he touched on a few issues impacting the ag industry. He started off by thanking both Democrats and Republicans for passing his infrastructure law. He believes that since the law was passed, Americans will now be able to compete for jobs of the 21st century. Biden touched on the consolidation within the beef industry for a brief moment, saying that farmers and ranchers either have to do business with the Big Four, or if producers choose not to, they pay dearly for it. He did mention that he's calling on Congress to address immigration issues and border security, which is quite humorous because all of the issues that we have down on the border and all of the issues that have arose because of the way he has managed the border in the last year is because of Biden. So now he is essentially trying to backtrack and fix these problems that he created with the border, just like so many other issues that our country is now facing. That he's now trying to fix. It's all because he created all those issues. Unfortunately, Biden did not touch on America becoming energy independent. Surprise, surprise. Instead, he talked about how his infrastructure spending plan is going to support electric vehicles. We'll build a national network of 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations, Biden said during his speech. These stations are not going to do a damn thing to solve the problems that Americans are currently facing. High fuel prices and inflation that is just out of control. Biden did mention how great it was that numerous countries came together in recent days and decided that they will all be releasing 60 million barrels of oil from their reserves. I talked about that yesterday. America, we are going to take care of half of that, and we are going to release 30 million of our barrels of oil from our strategic reserve. Biden and others believe that this move will help consumers with the price at the pump and hopefully relieve inflation. And if you watched his speech, he made sure to touch on this and really emphasize the fact that he is saving the day along with everyone else that came together with this. But as you all know, I'm sure, this move is not going to make a dent in fuel prices, and it sure as heck is not going to calm down inflation. The United States, just here in the United States, we go through 20 million barrels of oil every day, and our brilliant president thinks that he's going to save the day by releasing 30 million barrels of oil from our reserves. An absolute joke. Biden also believes that releasing these reserves will lessen our dependency on Russian oil that, might I note, we continue to buy. Once again, the man is completely delusional. So as I've said in recent days, I think I've said it for the past 3 straight days, the United States, we import 600,000 barrels of crude oil and other petroleum products from Russia every day. So that is costing the United States $60 million a day. We are sending money to a country that is attacking the people of Ukraine, making their lives absolute hell, killing women, children, men, you name it. They don't give a damn. So Ukrainians are being slaughtered, and in the meantime, we continue to buy Russian oil. We are essentially fueling the Russian war machine. During the State of the Union address, Biden said that he is mitigating the impact on the American consumer when it comes to disruptions in the global oil supply. Essentially, he feels he's doing all of us in America a favor by not cutting off those oil supplies from Russia. He'd rather sit on the sidelines and refrain from putting the heaviest sanctions possible on Russian oil and petroleum products in hopes of slowing Putin's war path. Biden is okay with just sitting back and watching Russia tear Ukraine apart, just as long as the price of fuel here in America does not go up. And I fully understand that if we cut off those Russian imports, it will hurt us even more at the pump. But are we really okay with sitting back and watching Russia just continue to go after Ukraine, the Ukrainian people? We're okay with that? I know I'm sure not. At the end of the day, we know this, Biden has no backbone and no concept of what is going on over in Ukraine. And at the end of the day, I don't either. None of us do. It has to be hell on earth. I cannot imagine what those people are going through, what they are enduring, the oppression they are facing, the death that is happening all around them. I cannot fathom it. But I am absolutely ashamed to have a president running our country, getting up on that podium last night, Tuesday night, and acting like everything's okay and everything's under control, and patting himself on the back while he did it. So after the State of the Union address, House Ag Committee Republican leader Glenn G.T. Thompson issued a statement saying that between surging input costs, skyrocketing fertilizer prices, the highest inflation that we have seen in 40 years, and endless regulatory uncertainty, the Biden administration's failing policies remain out of reach with the challenges and everyday needs of farmers, ranchers, foresters, and consumers. What farmers and ranchers need is relief, reliable markets, and steadfast leadership. Thompson closed by saying that Biden's State of the Union missed the mark and instead provided a great deal of Washington speak and lip service to boilerplate proposals. He is spot on. Finally, Yahoo News has reported that Alexandra Ustinova, a member of Ukraine's parliament, called President Joe Biden's State of the Union speech a total disappointment on the Today Show that was aired on Wednesday morning. Ustinova expressed frustration towards Biden and the international community for not offering more protection to Ukraine, specifically against Russia's military aircraft. She would like to see a no-fly zone to protect her country from Russian airstrikes at the end of the day. Ukraine had been promised protection by the international community. That's why they gave up all of their nuclear weapons. But instead of that protection coming to their aid, they are now witnessing bombs hit their homes, their schools, their businesses, orphanages, you name it. And as I mentioned earlier, they are seeing death all around them. For those of you that do not know, Ukraine once possessed the world's third largest arsenal of nuclear weapons following the breakup of the Soviet Union back in 1991. But the sovereign nation signed the Budapest Memorandum in 1994, in which Russia, Britain, and the United States committed to refrain from attacking Ukraine in exchange for the country turning over its nuclear arsenal to Russia to be dismantled. That is all I have for you guys this morning, this week. This is my last update for the week. I hope you all have had a great week. I hope you guys are enjoying this beautiful weather. It is quite warm, but I am going to just soak it in and enjoy it. You guys have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.